Welcome back to the channel, it's Andy, and the World Cup is just days away in Qatar in winter. It's a very strange scenario, but it's time for a World Cup, so I think everyone's very excited. And if you want to manage anyone in the World Cup as quickly as you can, then the save file I have here is just what you need. In the description, there's a link to a save file which you can download, and if you load that save file, you can add yourself as a manager to any of those teams and start a World Cup within just a couple of weeks with the squads that were selected for the teams in real life. All 26 players, bar a few that I couldn't quite get in. So almost every squad has the correct players. Very simple to do. Just click the media file link in the description and download the save file for yourself. Make sure it goes into the games folder. So go to My Documents, Sports Interactive, Football Manager 2023 games, and that's where the save file should go. And next time you open your game, it should be there if you go to load game. And this is what you should be presented with, just a very random manager, which you will need to retire that manager once you've created your own. So all you need to do to get going is go to the top right into the menu, add your own manager, either create a new one or load one in that you already have. And once you've created your manager, make sure you retire this manager. His name is Manager Man, so make sure you retire him. And then of course, make sure you pick whichever team you want to play as. And that could be any one of the 32 nations that are in the World Cup. And just to show you that each squad is as it should be, if we go into the World Cup, you can see all the groups are correct. The fixtures aren't exactly the same. So Poland and Saudi Arabia is an opening match in Group C, whereas the actual opening match in Group C is Argentina versus Saudi Arabia. So the fixtures aren't exactly perfect, but the groups are all correct. Just a warning, there are a lot of players loaded in this database, but only one nation. The Premier League is the only league loaded, but we have loaded like 200,000 players, but it shouldn't affect your speeds too much, because if you load players into a database rather than leagues, it actually doesn't take up as much processing power. So almost every single player picked for the squad is available. The only exceptions are a couple of players in Australia, which I couldn't quite get in. And there was a couple of players in Korea and a few players in Japan, and that's because those players play in the Japanese league, which isn't in the game and hasn't been because the Japanese league is owned by Konami. So there's a couple of players in Australia's team, a couple in Korea's team, and a few in the Japan national team because they play in Japan. So if we go into the England squad, you can see that the squad is the same one that was picked for the real tournament. Injuries I have cleared unless they're 2 weeks or less. So any long-term injuries have been removed using the real-time editor, and that's how I got all these squads correct as well. I essentially swapped out the players that weren't in the squad and added in the ones that were. So a player like Ivan Toney, for example, who maybe would have been in the squad, I swapped him out and I put in a player like, for example, James Maddison might not have been in the squad. It's just a case of swapping out the players that weren't in the squads and adding in your own. And this database is correct up to, I think, the 17th of November. So there have been a few changes with player injuries. Sadio Mane is a recent injury, but that happened literally the evening before I got this ready. So he is still in the Senegal squad. So you can use him if you want, and if you do want to be true to what happened in real life and not use him, you can do that as well. But just another example for France, and Nkunku got injured, as did Kimpembe, the centre-back. So the players that have replaced those guys are in the side. So I think Kolo Muani was the guy that replaced Nkunku. So some of those are updated, but anything up to yesterday is not up to date. So yeah, if you want to play the World Cup as quickly as you can without having to start in July or August, if you go to the save file down below, you can start it on the 7th of November, get a tactic ready, get a warm-up match done, and be ready to go for the World Cup. And to celebrate the World Cup over the next few weeks, I'm going to be managing every single team in the tournament. That's right, all 32 teams. I'm going to be managing them all, one group at a time, and seeing how far we can get with each of them. That will be starting this Sunday with Group A. So we will be managing all 4 sides in Qatar. That includes the host nations, Qatar, Ecuador, their first opponents, the Netherlands, and Senegal. And that will be coming out on Sunday, and that will be to celebrate the start of the World Cup. But yeah, I've been looking forward to doing this, and now with the save file ready, I thought I'd make it available for you guys as well, if you want to play along as well. That's it for today. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, and if you like the look of the save file, drop a like on the video, leave comments, let me know who you're taking charge of, let me know how you get on. If you manage to win the World Cup, if it maybe doesn't go so well, if you get get a long way with an underrated side, maybe you get to the knockout stages with Australia or something, who knows. Let me know how you do. And of course, if you haven't done so already, or if you're new, then do subscribe down below, turn on notifications so you don't miss a single upload. Like the start of this one I'm going on, I'm going to be managing all 32 sides in the World Cup over the next few weeks, so we'll see how far we get. that's going to do it for today. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.